Hello, guys. Good morning. It's been quite some time, and you're welcome to today's session. I titled this conversation, which is going to happen subsequently over this Christmas holiday period. I titled it Christmas Holiday Money Sense. Of course, Christmas is a global phenomenon, and the possibility and the temptation of wanting to spend lavishly just to make some societal statements is high. You know, just like every holiday season is filled with excitement, but it can also strain your finances if you are not intentional. So today I want to talk about budgeting for your holiday, celebrating Christmas without overspending. Because I believe that you need it. The reason, for instance, for those of us in Nigeria, there's this very popular comment that goes out there that says that January is very long. And the reason is a lot of time in the festive period, organizations, companies wants to delight their staff. So they pay them their salaries way ahead of time. Imagine someone who ordinarily will receive his or her salary around 25th, 27th. Sometimes they get the salaries coming in around on the 15th. And in the crave of the moment, they're spending, they're lavishing on a lot of things. Of course, from January 1st, the demand for school fees and the whole lot begins to come on board. And they are wondering, because ordinarily they would have just received their salary around 25th. 5 days time, they're in a new month. By 25th, the next month they are receiving. But this time around, they received it 10 days ago, 15 days ago. And now the month is just beginning to start and they are on point zero. So how to ensure that that doesn't happen? That's the fulcrum of the conversations we're going to be having regularly all through this period, just to ensure that this Christmas holiday, we are applying our money sense and not getting caught up with the rave of the moment. So the first thing is that you must come to terms with your current financial position. Calculate your income, know what is coming. Because the truth is, the fact that there's a lot of expectation on you because the Christmas period is close doesn't necessarily mean there are extra incomes coming in. So be conscious of your current state. Understand the income that is coming in. Then take a document, list out all your financial obligations for this period. Note down expenses such as rent, utility, school fees, and prioritize them, because the truth is, for us in Nigeria, schools will be resuming as early as 6th of January. Yes, people may feel dislocated when they expect you to buy them chicken, to buy them rice, to buy them some of these things, and you did not buy in January, in December. But the truth is, your children may not be able to resume school in January if you do not prioritize. So once you understand your current state, then you go back and create an holiday spending plan. The goal of all of this is to make sure that you sit down and think through whatever you're going to do before you do it. Because one issue about personal finance is the fact that it is more personal than it is about finance. A lot of time where we make mistake is that we lose grip of ourselves. Take advantage of this. Create an holiday spending plan. Categorize your expense. Divide your holiday spending into categories like gifts, travels, food, decorations, entertainment, and charity. You are not under any obligation to take on responsibilities that hitherto is not yours, because we are in the festive mode. Then set your spending limits and live within that spending limit. for your own good. Then avoid impulse buying. A lot of sales, discount sales, and all of that are going on in December. You know why? People understand that people lose guide when it comes to their finances during festive period. So there are baits here and there that comes to tell you that, oh, there is an opportunity for you to save a little. So put in your buy these things that you have not been able to buy for some time. So that crave is there. Avoid it. I ordinarily will be talking, I sometimes talk about what I call personal financial policy. You must have a policy that guide your personal finance. And what are the content of such policy? For instance, for me to spend 10,000 naira on anything, I must give it a 24-hour thought. For me to spend any amount from 10,000 naira to 50,000, I must talk to my spouse. Simple policies like that. For me to spend anything above 100,000, I must talk to my spouse, and we must reason it and wait for a minimum of 48 hours. That's 2 days. So what will this do for you? It will help to kill that impulse. Nobody can meet you on the way, sell something to you, and you jump into your wallet or jump into your ATM and do a transfer, because you have set some of these simple policies that guide you. So avoid impulse buying. Plan your purchases ahead and compare prices. It doesn't make you cheap. It doesn't make you less valuable. In fact, one of the things I realize is the fact that people that are broke are people that will call you names because you practice some of these financial literacy activities. Because this is what really shows that you're financially literate. When you live life without implementing some of these things, you are not realistic. You are not realistic. And the truth is, when the push comes to shoves, you are going to feel the heat. So if you have ever gone through a situation like that when you needed money and you couldn't get it, by the time you then have money, one will expect that you have some sense and want to spend more wiser. But the truth is, humans are not always like that. When you don't have money, you go through all shades of disappointment. But when money comes, most times we still forget to understand that we need to put some roadblocks on how we spend. I always recommend my book, Money Devotion. It's a book that will help you take advantage of how you are able to become mindful of your finances. And recently, I'm almost releasing a course that will be available from the 1st of January 2025 titled Mind Your Money. What's the goal of all of these that I'm doing? I just think that we all need to be mindful about our finances. So it is Christmas. Be realistic. Limit your borrowing, because people will borrow you money. People will give you items just to be sure that they are able to sell so that you can have all the fun that you need. In the outward, it looks like they are doing you a favor. But the truth of the matter is, you are setting up yourself for the trap in January. Maybe one of the things you need to also do is to always save for celebration periods like this. Yes, if you have missed it and you have not saved for it, minimize your expense. I shared this yesterday. I'm intentional about the way I raise my children. For instance, in my house, there's nothing like Christmas clothes. I grew up as a child understanding that once it's Christmas, there should be Christmas clothes. But my children do not have that concept. My children understand that we really don't even go out on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, Daddy use it to sleep. Why? Because a lot of the things that people push to Christmas that make them call it in quote celebration. I just make sure my family and I we have them regularly. We could close from church and just go outing. Sometimes we go shopping. Everybody have their small budgets, and we say, okay, buy whatever you want. This is your budget. This is your budget. So these things come regularly. So during festive period, when everybody is running around them, we just don't bother about them. So this has helped me, and I felt I should share part of this today. Budget for your Christmas. Do not overspend, and by January, you start to complain. I believe you have gleaned some value from this. If you are not yet following this channel, please follow the channel. Shalom.